would you like to rise and pledge allegiance to the flag with me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today is July 6, 2009. The time is 5 p.m. The regular meeting of the Greensburg Board of Works is called to order. Roll call vote, please, Judy.
Herb.
Here.
Steve. Here. Gary.
Here. Are there any additions, or deletions, or amendments to the minutes of the regular Board of Works meeting June 1st and a special Board of Works meeting June 3rd?
I move they be approved.
So moved. Old business. It is old. Jim Rosenberry would like to approach the sheriff's place. The Historical Society, please. What we've done here board is spoke with Tim, our attorney, and Mr. Rosenberry. And basically what we've done, we've taken the contract that we were presented before the Historical Society, and we've amended that in two places. One being they're non-for-profit, they're not utilizing the space down in that room. And so what I propose is let them have that space for a $1 a year lease, and where it was 15 days to leave the fast, 30 days to vacate. Tim, did you?
Yeah, and I can add to that. We had presented this previously a couple months ago, and there's some input from Board of Works as to what they wanted, and actually City Council even had some things that they suggested. We incorporated that into the lease agreement, and at the time, I believe it was like almost $110. Yeah. And that ended up being too much for the Historical Society. So what the mayor has spoken with the Historical Society and Jim as a member of that, and what basically the two terms that requested to be changed were, it went from a 60-day notice period where they would vacate the premises or remove their property from the premises within 60 days to that of 30. So in the event that the city has a use that perhaps may be more beneficial to the city or city business, that they only need 30 days notice to the Historical Society. And then the other thing was obviously the monetary difference was because it's a not-for-profit organization, because the city is already heating and cooling and providing electricity to that area. The mayor was comfortable with recommending a $1 annual payment, and checked with the insurance carrier, and they've indicated that with a copy of the lease agreement, which includes indemnification language in there, that as long as they had that likely they would be approved by the carrier and go from there. So really nothing's changed except for the monetary payment, the change in that, and then the cancellation notice, or basically from 60 days to 30 days. So with that, the only recommendation I would make is, presuming that the Historical Society is agreeable with this, is that Board of Works approve this on the condition that the carrier, property and casualty carrier, accept the lease as is, and not basically command them to do anything more, or make the city do anything more.
I just spoke with Pepper Cooper about 15 minutes ago, and he sounds like everything's fine. He needs to see a copy of the lease agreement. And we can go from there. It's approved by them and approved by you.
So the lease agreement hasn't changed,
Yeah, I think the lease with the proposed changes, Jim may have a copy of that.
I had prepared one, but with the format that Tim had sent, my printer doesn't, or my copy wouldn't let me. Whenever you deleted something, it showed you what you.
It's tracked.
But the only thing that it would change, like I said, was it'd be $1 a year, and then, like he said, if there was some other use, so we can give us 30 days notice, and we can get the things out of the storage. Other than that, we really appreciate the use of the space.
I would like a copy of the lease, I guess.
We haven't, well, that was the only thing, I haven't seen, I want to use what I.
Yeah, that's fine by me, and then we can have him sign a clean copy if that's.
Just pretty
Like I said, this is
Yeah.
all I did was,
Because I'm all in favor of using that space for something on the historical society.
It's the same agreement. Actually, what's nice about that is that's the same agreement that was presented previously, except this should show in the margins where the change was.
the only thing. Yeah, the other, I didn't change the 60-day section. That's the only thing that I had not changed. And that part where it says, that's on a terminated, the language is just a little bit awkward in there too. The basic idea was supposed to be that if the city had, like you said, a use for it benefits the city, or if you found, if there was somebody who was going to actually rent the space for what you needed for it on a rental, that as long as we get 30 days notice, we can find another space for the things that we're going to store here.
And I guess what is, so long as the Board of Works has come up with that, they can move to approve it today, and then we can present to you after this meeting a clean copy.
Okay. Because if we're approving the lease and we don't see it, it's hard to do. If we're approving for the historical society use the space, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I guess
I don't know whether this helps. This is what I had tried to mark up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only sections I changed. And again, it was more for a matter of.
And those are the only sections.
And actually, I changed that for purposes of just presenting it to the Historical Society to our board meeting last Thursday.
Yeah, we had two changes that we wanted to make, need to make, and that was the $1 year lease, $110 a month, and then the vacation period.
The two areas I guess I point out to the board is paragraph 7 and 8. And what that purports to state is that you have an indemnification agreement, and that the tenant agrees to indemnify the city in this situation for any cause of action that may be brought against them. And I think that's the reason why Pepper Cooper just wants to see that in there. But in the event that for some reason they're not able to wholly indemnify the city for any action, that's where the city's P&C would kick in. And I think that's Cooper's already indicated that, or Mr. Cooper's already indicated that that we should be covered. And then 8, this was actually input from the city council when this originally was contemplated, was basically we don't know what the value of this property is inside there. So if there's any damage to it or injury, the city is not going to be held responsible for that.
We have our own insurance for any of the items that we have. Actually, I wish I could tell you some sort of a inventory of it all, but that's actually one of the things we're going to be doing as we're moving things, is trying to create a good inventory of the things that are in storage.
Who will have a key to the storage room?
They should have a key.
Yeah, who in the city will have a key?
I would have a key, and Janet would have a key, and the police department, fire department.
Being limited number of
Yeah, and then we understand that, that as far as the hours of operation, we're limited to what the usual hours of the city hall. Like I said, we just really appreciate the use of the space.
This looks fine, so we can get a clean copy of this.
Yeah, we'll have you sign a clean copy. Yeah, this just marks where the changes.
Today or the next meeting.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll have. I'll have it to you. If not today, I'll have it to June first thing in the morning. I think it should have been coming to the